What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, we're going to be discussing a little something going on within Skate. Yes, on the 7th of this month, we're going to be getting a pretty big update. A lot of stuff is going to be introduced into the game. But at the same exact time, there is something going on that is just so unbelievably scummy that, honestly, it doesn't even shock me that EA would do such a thing. But, of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go and dive deep, if you guys are interested in more content like this, don't forget subscribing to hit that bell. Post twice here, once at 8 a.m. Eastern Time and the second time at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Pretty much all variety between FPS games, third-person shooter games. Shoot, we've been even going ahead and branching out to more variety like you see right here with the Skate video. So, if you guys are interested in any of that content, subscribe to that bell. And last but not least, I do stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. If you guys are interested, got a link to that channel down in the description of this video. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned, on the 7th of this month, we're going to be getting a brand new update within Skate. It's going to include a bunch of events, content. It's going to change the overall, look of the game by adding that filter onto it, so on and so forth. It's actually going to be a pretty juicy one. And I do want to give props to the devs, for putting in work and, kind of pushing out these updates into the game at a consistent rate and not waiting 10 years to go ahead and do such a thing. And I hope that they keep these updates coming out consistently because it's going to really need it. I'm being serious. This game drastically needs a lot of stuff between tricks, game modes, events mode, all of the above. And the slower they go, the quicker this game is probably going to dwindle away. Of course, not for everyone, because like me personally, I don't even need that much stuff. I just like hopping on for a half an hour to an hour a day and just, running a few lines and just having some fun. Not really too big of an issue for me, but for a lot of people out there, they want something to play for, right? And the only way they could do such a thing is by consistently adding more and more stuff into the game to bring people back into the overall experience. But, I want to give the devs props. You can even see with some of these screenshots, the map is looking like it's going to be a lot of fun. They're going to be adding in a lot of additions. Again, I don't know if this is going to be permanent. It's more than likely going to be limited time for the event that's going on. But it looks really cool, and I'm totally down for stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Every single brand new event that they introduce into the game, they shake up the map in some way, shape, and form. And you have to keep in mind that the map is going to be getting permanent additions as well. They're going to expand on the overall map to make it bigger, more locations to visit. But when events occur, I'm assuming, again, stuff like you see in the screenshots are going to come in and out. They're going to cycle new ramps, cycle new, things. And that's awesome because it's going to keep the overall environment fresh. And I got to give the developers some props for this, because that's something the community has been complaining about, saying that the map is getting stale. They feel like they've pretty much done all the spots, all the tricks. For me personally, I don't know. I think that a lot of people who are still getting a little bored are probably just hitting the same, insane spots where you can get some crazy air and do some wild stuff. For me personally, like I said, the whole map has so much potential, especially with being able to, introduce ramps and, kind of customize your own little locations. There's literally a spot everywhere. There's always something for me to find and do. But stuff like this is going to be absolutely awesome, and it should bring in a lot of players into the overall experience. And I also want to go ahead and showcase this to you all, just so, everybody can feel a bit better about Skate. It's not dying whatsoever, guys. Seriously. It's doing very well, actually. These are the Steam charts, so PC only. And even after the initial hype, it can still average above 50k players at its peak, which is extraordinarily good, especially for a game that is on PC. Like, come on now. You guys probably already know Skate is more than likely more poppin' when it comes to PlayStation and Xbox, just being on a console in general. It's a lot more casual of a game. And I feel like, the console platforms are a lot more casual of a platform compared to PCs. I'm kind of amazed to see this many players actually consistently playing on the PC. This is absolutely mental. So trust me, Skate is not dead. It's not dying. It's actually doing very well. And the whole point that I'm trying to make here is that this can go away if they don't act on these updates and keep these updates coming out consistently. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that the dev team has a nice lineup here. I hope that they can keep up with the lineup that they have planned with the roadmap. And if they can, I feel like the player count will only, stay exactly steady and probably gradually increase as time goes on. But ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I think it's time for us to go ahead and dive deep into the bad news of today's video. Again, I wanted to give the devs some props because seriously, I'm pretty excited for this update. I think it's going to be really fun, but still at the end of the day, EA just can't help but put their grubby little fingers in the pot, which makes absolutely no sense, especially since they have Battlefield 6 right now. That is absolutely popping off. They're probably making a fortune off that game, yet they're still going to be so stupidly greedy when it comes down to the Skate franchise. It's honestly kind of sickening. But as you can see right here, this is a post by Kyle Camp over on the Reddit page for Skate, and he said, "Skate Pass will not pay for itself. It's just been announced in the Season 1 announcement that the Premium Skate Pass will cost 1,000 SVB and will only pay out up to 400 SVB, requiring you to buy SVB if you want to get the Premium Skate Pass every season. This is ridiculous. Even Epic Games has the decency to let you purchase the Battle Pass with currency only earned from it. Guys, I gotta be real, this is the scummiest crap I've seen in a very long time. And boy, oh boy, I hope we can make enough noise about this. And I feel like people are going to still come out and say, oh, we don't need to make noise about this. It's a free game. We shouldn't complain. But trust me, guys, when you complain, if you can actually get your voice heard, we could probably see them take some action about this. Like I said, EA is not struggling, ladies and gentlemen. It's not like they're going through the trenches right now. They actually just got bought out. And on top of that, like I said, Battlefield 6 is popping. They're making so much money right now. It's actually ridiculous. And to see that they are going to scheme us even harder on the Battle Pass is insulting. Now, again, for anybody that's a little curious about this, or if you didn't understand, basically in every game, I'm not trying to over exaggerate. I'm being serious about this. Every game out there that has a Battle Pass allows you to recycle them. And what I mean by this is that throughout that Battle Pass, if you complete the whole thing, there's enough in-game currency within that Battle Pass that you can either A, use it on a skin in the store, which means that you won't be able to re-up your pass, or B, use all that currency and buy the next pass. Typically, they give you just the right amount of money or in-game currency to get the next pass for free. Not really too much over, not too much under, pretty much the exact amount of currency that is required. So again, if the Battle Pass for Skate right here is going to be 1,000 of their in-game currency, that means if you complete the whole pass, typically in other games, you would get 1,000 currency back. And again, as I stated, you can, go ahead and use that in the store, or you can use it to recycle and keep getting the next Battle Pass for free again and again and again. That is literally how every game on the market works right now that takes advantage of the Battle Pass system. Doesn't matter if it's a paid product or if it's completely free to play. I don't know of a single free-to-play game that has a Battle Pass that does it differently. You want to know why? Because it's extremely scummy, and it's the norm of the industry to go ahead and allow customers to recycle this stuff. It's just the norm. And for some reason, EA is branching out from the norm to test out this new method within Skate. For some reason, they think Skate is so worth it that they can do this. I'm wondering if it's because of the player count. Is the player count so good that they think they can, scam people, to go ahead and get them to cough up more cash for the Battle Pass? Maybe they're not making enough money from the in-game store. Honestly, I see a lot of people barely even rocking anything from the in-game store. A lot of people are just going ahead and, using the content that you can earn from just simply skating around and doing challenges. But isn't that EA's fault? I mean, gosh, why not put more brands in the game? Why not, have stuff that people really want to purchase, Over half the stuff in the store isn't even something that, is like legit. Like, where's all the Plan B stuff? Where's all the girl stuff? Where's everything? I saw some Vans equipment, but that's pretty much it. I saw, a girl sticker, but where's the actual gear? You know what I'm saying? Like, if they were to do that, I think people would be much more willing to open up their wallets and actually buy stuff out of the store. But they did this to themselves. I mean, the store has no content, and then now they're going to make us suffer by having to pay for each and every Battle Pass? No, I don't know about you guys, but I'm putting my foot down right here, right now. I don't even want to test to see what EA is planning for the future. I just want this to stop right now. And I hope you guys are willing to voice your opinions as well, and we can be heard on this one. I know there might be some defenders out there, but I hope the defenders can hear my words right now and everybody else's words and understand why, we are frustrated when it comes down to this. This is not normal. This is a complete utter ripoff, and every single Battle Pass within Skate should 110% recycle. That's player time right there. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole purpose of the Battle Pass, is to get players back into the game, get them back into the experience, and keep playing. And if they are playing consistently, if they get hooked to the game, they're more willing to actually cough up that money in the store. I mean, if you go ahead and make us have to cough up money for the Battle Pass, that makes it even more unlikely for anybody, to go ahead and buy anything in the store if they have to use their real money to purchase the Battle Pass every single time around. And look, I get it. I know people are going to say, oh, well, it's only $6. You know what I'm saying? Because again, you get 400 points back. and the passes are 1,000 points. So it's only 600 points needed. But let's be real. Do they have a $1 option in the store? Probably not. They probably have a $5 option. You need 6. So more than likely, they're going to bump you up and force you to go ahead and spend $10 in the store, which means you'll still have leftover points after, going ahead and purchasing the pass, like 400 points, which is again useless. You could barely get anything in the store with that, which means you'll probably go ahead and buy more points to even it out to get. You see the scummy business practices here by EA? They're trying their hardest to make sure that people will open up their wallets as much as possible. And I don't know why. The game seems to be doing fine. All they need to do is just add in more gear and more stuff that people want to purchase, and they will open up their wallets. But why screw us with the battle pass here? I'm gonna be real, guys. Again, like I said, I know it's only $6, and I know people are gonna say that's not that much money. But it's the moral ground that we got to stand on here, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes down to it. It truly is. This is a scummy practice, and I, for one, am not buying the pass until they give us the correct amount of points within the pass to go ahead and recycle them. Until that point happens, I'll just keep playing the game free to play. I don't care. The game is free. I don't have to buy anything in the store. I don't have to buy any battle passes. I can just literally skate around and enjoy it. If they want to make money off of me out of this game, if they want me to actually cough anything up, then they need to start being a little bit more consumer friendly. Until then, I'll just go ahead and abuse the game for as long as I can until, if worst case scenario, it dwindles away and the server shut down, then so be it. But they're not going to get a dime from me until they go ahead and rearrange this whole battle pass thing. Again, I hope you guys are on board as well. I know a lot of you guys probably won't give a crap. And that's fair, seriously, I already said it. It's $6 for a lot of people out there. That's literally nothing. That's absolutely nothing to a lot of people. I'm sure plenty of you will gladly go ahead and cough that up. But like I said, it does not feel right. There's not a single game on the market that does this, and I can't believe that Skate is the first one that's going to actually make it to where you can't recycle your passes by simply grinding out the whole thing. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post here twice, once at 8 a.m. and a second time at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So subscribe and hit that bell to stay notified. And last but not least, I do stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch starting at 1 p.m. Eastern time. If you guys are interested, go link that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all next one. Peace out.